There's no strategy behind this with Mitt Romney. I mean, I mean,
asshole strategy.
Yeah.
It's Mitt Romney.
No. I'm going to tell you this story about Mitt Romney. And if anybody thinks there's a strategy involved in this, you need to show me where there is an election for the biggest a-hole in the country. And if you can show me that there's a secret election for the biggest a-hole in the country, maybe Mitt Romney, maybe Trump is spinning off something from The Apprentice, where it's going to be like American Idol, but it's going to just be American a-hole. So Mitt Romney is on a call to his donors, basically with the classic corporate businessman spin. This is why it didn't work out. It's not because I'm a sucky candidate. It's not because the Republican Party's got some real problems. It's none of those things. According to Mitt Romney, in this conference call on Wednesday afternoon with his National Finance Committee, Mitt Romney said the president had followed the old playbook of wooing specific interest groups, especially the African American community, the Hispanic community, and young people, with targeted gifts and initiatives. Here's the quote. In each case, they were very generous in what they gave to those groups. Let me first off say that what Mitt Romney should have said, or somebody, I hope, on that call said, well, if this is the old playbook, why didn't you prepare for it with all my money that I gave you? If this was so tried and true, why didn't you prepare to hit back on this with all the money of mine you spent? Brilliant business guy. Mitt Romney said, with regards to the young people, for instance, forgiveness of college loan interest was a big gift. It wasn't forgiveness, incidentally. It was just the government's only going to take in 3.5% as opposed to 6.8% or whatever it was. Quote, free contraceptives were very big with young college-age women. Oh, yes. Remember how much we heard the Republicans say they don't cost much anyways, the contraceptives. And then finally, Obamacare also made a difference for them because, anybody now 26 years of age and younger was now going to be part of their parents' plan. And that was a big gift to young people. They turned out in large numbers, a larger share than the election in 2008. In other words, what he's saying is that there's a lot of young people out there who love Obamacare. Quote, you can imagine for somebody making $25,000 or $30,000 or $35,000 a year. I wonder if he laughed as he said that.
Wait, what did he say again? Could you imagine?
You can imagine for somebody.
I'm sure he can't.
Right. Oh, I'm sure these millionaires on the phone could imagine that too. They were all just going like, what the frick? You can imagine for somebody making $25,000 or $30,000 or $35,000 a year being told you're now going to get free health care, particularly if you don't have it, getting free health care worth what? $10,000 per family? Actually, I'm paying $1,700 on Cobra. In perpetuity. I mean, this is huge. This is just stunning. Just stunning. He's making a very good argument on the value of the Affordable Care Act, but for him, it's just disgusting. Likewise, with Hispanic voters, free health care was a big plus. But in addition, with regards to Hispanic voters, the amnesty for children of illegals, the so-called DREAM Act kids, was a huge plus for that voting group. What an a-hole. This sort of like despises the idea. I mean, that 47% thing was exactly what was in his heart. And so for anybody who wants to call me and tell me how we should have allowed Mitt Romney to win this election for some reason, I would love to hear the justification.
Isn't it weird how they talk about this? How he's not the only one saying this type of stuff, but isn't it weird how they talk about this as if it's some sort of cheat code, like some way that Obama cheated, and it doesn't like they can't comprehend.
Well,
that
here's the point.
helping the majority of people will win the majority of the votes.
Here's the point. Here's the point. And I've said this many times before. Mitt Romney and his ilk, the 2%, also get huge free stuff from the government. Like the fact that Mitt Romney's $20 million that he earned last year, it's only taxed at 15%. There's no jobs that he created with that money. Why should his income be taxed at a rate that is substantially lower than someone who makes $50,000 a year? That's a free thing, too. It's just that Mitt Romney wants to give huge free things to just a very small slice of the population. And statistically speaking, though, that just about everybody who voted for him, not everybody, but a massive percentage of his vote, at least 40 some odd percent, is getting free things from the government too. It's called Medicare and Social Security. And those transit buses that take old people places because they can't drive. No, this guy just is an a-hole who likes to crap on people who are just not extraordinarily wealthy. I'm so glad you're going to go down to the wormhole. I'm so glad about it. I'm so glad that people are going to remember you for losing the presidency twice, for running for 8 years and losing, not even coming close. I'm so glad that for the rest of their lives, your sons are going to think about how much of their inheritance you spent not becoming president and just announcing to the world that you're a huge dick. Bye, Mitt Romney. Forever. God, I hate that dude.